How to track conversions from ads if I can't quantify a conversion. This Reddit user posts, I want to set up conversion tracking for my Google ads, but it is extremely hard for me to quantify what counts as a conversion. My company performs service work and projects for other companies rather than selling physical products with fixed prices. Because each customer has many unique requests, which may change as the project progresses, the price always varies. It's not a simple task like picking the size or color of a shirt. Since customers rarely know immediately what service is right for them, they ask for a quote. Orders are typically received a few days after a quote is sent. Currently, I'm tracking only clicks, but I know conversions are more valuable. Yes, they're far more valuable. Given my company's business model, what is the best way to measure success or measure the success from my ads? Okay, so first and foremost, if you were just running ads for clicks, Google will absolutely hose you with clicks. Right? They will get people to click on your ads and have very minimal, if not no interest in your actual business. I mean, if you're running ads for clicks, just stop it right now. I literally do not run any ads for clicks. There always has to be a conversion event integrated with the campaign that Google is optimizing for. Okay? And that's very, very important. Now, personally, I do own businesses like this. I do own offline home service businesses where people, request a quote, and ultimately they either go with it or they don't go with it, and the quotes may vary and the service may vary. One of them here is this company, Gulf Coast Aluminum, which I actually sold this business a couple years ago, 2 years ago, but I'm still very much involved with their advertising. So anyways, going back to this, first thing is I think that the services need to be segmented or grouped together or isolated as best as they can. I think that's a bit of an oxymoron, grouped together and isolated. What I mean by this is you need to identify services and run specific ads for that service. Okay, so if you're at a broad, just kind of random level here, if your service is, let's just say you're an electrical contractor, which service are you trying to capture leads for? Ultimately, that's what you're doing. A quote request is a lead. Is it for Tesla charger install on your home, or is it for a home battery installation, or is it for a home rewire, or is it for fire safety compliance, right? So you need to group your services as best as you can and kind of isolate them down. And that said, it might not be practical for you to run ads for every one, but pick the top 2 or 3 highest volume, the ones that you have seen in your business have the most demand, and run ads for them specifically, okay? So run ads specifically for that service or that group. Right? And then you need to run them into something that has a conversion event tied to it. That could be a phone call, that could be a web form. Okay, and then once that initial action is taken, the quote request is submitted, whether that's by a phone call or by a web form, it needs to trigger a conversion event that is relayed back to Google Ads. Now, quantifying it, all right, here you kind of have to do some math and some breakdown. You have to look at these, after a period of time, right? It says, you say right here, orders are typically received a few days after a quote is sent. So your buyer cycle is relatively short. I know with my business here, it takes, for some of our higher end projects, months for them to convert. A few days is nothing at all, right? But you need to run the ads, right? And then once you get the data, you need to look and see where the leads are coming from. And it's much easier to do this if you're capturing a web form, I will say, right? And then see how many of them are converting and what their average price is. So you need to establish an average value per lead that you get. And then you can assign a value to that conversion event. But the first thing, and this all starts with having one defined conversion event for a service, or kind of a broad service that is related. And I hope I'm making sense. Without knowing the specifics of your business model, it's really hard to kind of speak specifically. Or again, we could go to another example. Say you're a remodeling contract, you might run ads for bathroom remodeling and kitchen remodeling. Now, a bathroom remodel might be just replacing some countertops, painting the walls, and the project value is only $6,000. A bathroom remodel might also be relocating walls, relocating fixtures, and it might be $150,000, right? So there's a huge range in there. Ultimately, though, you have to run ads for the bathroom remodeling and take the average. Like I said, it's easy to do this with a web form because you can just see how many came through this web form, and ultimately after 60 days, how many of them sold and what the average value was, right? So if you know that after 60 days, your average value, right, and that is the total revenue that you've sold per project, or you could even go gross profit if you're looking at things granularly, divided by the total number of leads is, say, $5,000 per lead. Now your cost per conversion and the target CPA that you might want to set up could be $250, whatever the numbers are. Without knowing more about the business, it's hard to say, but I hope that sheds some insight into it here. Before I sign off on this, I will share this with you here. I think this is very important when it comes to conversion optimization in Google Ads, is you want to have one clear conversion event. Okay, so I'm going to this is a lead generation website in the auto insurance space. I am in the lead generation space. I'm not in auto insurance. I'm in and I say that I'm in the lead generation space. Aside from owning local businesses, I do run ads for lead generation nationwide for all kinds of things, not auto insurance, but auto insurance is a very competitive one. So when you see these companies up there in the pay-per-click, their campaigns are great examples. But notice on this page, there's nothing to click on really. You can click on this stuff, but there's not much emphasis on it. And there's no phone number to call. There's not a live chat button. There's not a, text message us now button. It is one thing. They want you to come through here, put in your zip code, answer the question and click get quotes. Right? So their conversion event, no doubt, is how many people make it to the end of this web form. So it's very important that you want to have one clear defined conversion event. And ultimately in your business here, you have to get a sample of conversions and see, how much they're converting for. And then you can start assigning and quantifying, or assigning values and quantifying the value of these conversions. So on that note, I hope you found this helpful and insightful. It is exciting for me, but helpful and insightful. If you did, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, guys. I'm signing off on this one.